Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the different Common App essay prompts. They're the same every year, so let's go through a quick analysis. And hey, for those of you who may not know me, I'm Priya and I'm just here to help you on your college journey. I graduated from UChicago with a degree in astrophysics and I edited about 200 essays last year, so let's get straight into it. Before we go through a quick analysis for each prompt, I just want to reference the Common App essay guide that I posted a while ago, where I go through the different structure and exactly how to outline your Common App essay, because regardless of what prompt you choose, there's a general structure. So that's a structure I'm going to reference in this video, and it's linked down below in the description so you could just follow along. Essentially, you want to start your essay easing into a story. So you pick a moment to start with that kind of reflects your topic. Then you give context to the topic and then pivot straight to growth. So essentially the tangible points of growth you're trying to emphasize through the topic that you chose. So whether it's an event, an accomplishment, a part of your identity, you need to talk about how you created tangible change in your life, others' life, or both. So those points of growth are really important, not as much the context. So you really just want to lead into the story, give them context to your topic. Don't be overly descriptive, but then be descriptive on the points of growth. That's linked down below and it's in an entire video. So with that being said, let's get into the prompt analysis. This is the identity prompt that a lot of people default to. This is the one that I actually chose to write about. And it's a great prompt if you have any part of your background or a specific interest that makes you extremely unique. A lot of people end up defaulting to their family background, and a lot of minorities end up choosing this essay topic. But I just want to remind you that this doesn't have to be just about your family background. But if it's something that's really integral to you, make sure it's very personal. Don't write a generic essay about your background, because a lot of people will be applying with a similar background. You want to make it very tailored and very unique and reference specific moments in your life that are so specific that other people just can't have that same thing. Something that isn't reproducible. This is really where you can go over whatever you want that makes you you. So it's a very open, flexible prompt. So if this speaks to you because you have something very specific, a talent, an interest, a very unique background, it's really important to emphasize why this topic that you choose to write about is so meaningful to you. Because you're writing about your identity, I know you're trying to describe your entire life in 650 words, but that's not the point. You want to pick a specific aspect of your identity, kind of think of a moment that could introduce that aspect, that topic. Write your intro descriptively to that moment and then give the reader context. So whatever moment you're writing about, if you're a violinist, explain that. Give them the context that's required to understand your growth through that topic. So introduction, context, pivot to growth, and then the majority of your essay should be about that growth. The reason you chose this topic is because it's so integral to your life, so you really want to emphasize why it's so meaningful to you and tangible points of growth if they exist. Hopefully they do exist, because if you write about something that's this important to you, I'm sure you've changed parts of your life or changed other people's lives through your work regarding this topic. Just a quick interjection before we get into the next prompt. If you haven't subscribed already, you haven't smashed that like button, definitely do that so this video gets out to more people who are also applying to college. It'll really help the channel out and hopefully those students out. Thank you so much. Difficulty is very subjective. So something that could have been difficult and pivotal in your life may not translate to someone else's story, but it is your own story. So if you've ever faced that kind of failure, that setback, and you know that that was really pivotal in your life and you changed a lot of things within your life or you implemented tangible change because of that moment, this is a great topic for you. In this essay, you want to be careful that you don't give them too much context. I always say that the biggest issue with Common App essays is that you give too much context on the story, but not the growth that resulted from the story. So they really want to know the outcome. Like, what did did you learn from this? What did you do? What were those tangible points of growth and change? So with your intro, introduce the moment, give them whatever context is required in your second paragraph, but then you immediately want to pivot to growth. Like I mentioned in my Common App essay guiding outline, you really want to hit home the fact that you learned a lot, that you implemented change because of what you learned from this event. Introspection and reflection is so important, and this is a great topic to actually show them that you're someone that learns from their mistakes, failures, setbacks. You want to make sure you have very specific crafted topic sentences for this because they want to know what the outcome is and what changed. So those points of growth should be 2 specific topic sentences that you write a paragraph for each. So intro, context, pivot, 2 paragraphs of growth, how you implemented change, the outcome. Just make sure that's very deliberately explained in your essay so that although you're writing a creative essay and something that's exploratory and insightful, you do have some sort of structure that the reader is going to come away with and be like, okay, this is exactly what they learned, the first sentence of the paragraph, and then you explore it within the paragraph. In this prompt, I actually haven't seen this written much, so I feel like if this is a prompt that speaks to you, you'll just know. Because a lot of people face a lot of challenges in their lives where you grow up in a specific environment, and as you grow older, you learn more about the world around you outside of your natural environment, your family, your community, and you have access to a lot of different resources to learn from. So if there was that pivotal moment where you learned something that really challenged an idea, a preconceived notion that you had, this is a great essay topic for you. The fact that you're talking about something that challenged your previous beliefs is really positive because it shows that you're constantly learning, constantly evolving, and that you genuinely look outside of your comfort zone to see how you can better your own thought process. If you had that moment where you really grappled with something and this kind of changed the course of your life, this prompt can take so many different forms. It could take a very serious form where you grappled with religious beliefs, societal expectations of you, things of that nature that are really personal, really deeply rooted. This is a good prompt for you to explore that and show them how you change who you are, if it affected the way you see your identity. That would be a great and honest, raw, exploratory essay. Another side of this could be not as serious and more lighthearted in a different tone where honestly you could have seen a community organization that wasn't being run effectively or you saw some issues within it and then you joined and changed it from the inside and created tangible change and an impact in your community. That also falls under this prompt because they ask about when you challenge a belief or an idea. So it doesn't have to be internal. It could be you challenging a belief or idea that you saw around you. And then the outcome could be you creating tangible change from within there. So there's so many routes you can take with this prompt and it's very exploratory and open. Whatever route you take, just don't go into context of that belief or idea too much. Of course, they need to know what it is to understand what you did about it. But like I said, there's a rule of thumb where I talk about not going into context more than 200 to 250 words and really pivoting to the outcome, results oriented part of your essay. So don't go into too much context about the belief, but give them enough context to understand all of your tangible growth and results. So if you're someone who's very empathetic or feels a lot of gratitude for their experiences in life, everything they've been through, or if you feel a lot of gratitude for a specific moment, a specific interaction with someone that changed the way you think about things, this could be a great essay prompt for you. If there was a really impactful moment where someone really close to you, or maybe even a stranger, really did something for you that has really stayed with you all of these years or all of this time, this is a great prompt to explore. We all have interactions with people that really alter the way we go about life, and we might not think of it that way. So this prompt requires a lot of introspection. I am so sure that everyone could write this prompt, but you do really have to think of an outline, introspect, and find those monumental or even very simple events in your life that really affected you moving forward, that crafted tangible change in your life. that you remember and use as almost like a guiding principle. I don't know. I think it could be a really interesting route to take with your essay. You just want to emphasize that change, whether it's in your life or change you implemented in the lives of those around you. Just emphasize those points of growth. This prompt is by far the most written Common App essay prompt that I have ever seen. Like, I've read at least like 50, 60 essays that use this prompt, and it is so unique to each person. And it's a very broad prompt, so this is a great option if you do have that accomplishment, event, interaction, something that happened in your life that created a different realization for you. And after that realization, you did something because of it. You really need to follow a specific essay structure here. Like, you just want to make sure you're not describing that realization too much, similar to previous prompts. You don't want to give them more context than growth. You want to give them the context enough for them to understand your growth and what you did from it. This one might be a little morbid actually, but like the first thing I could think of is if something tragic happened, like if there was like a family tragedy or something of that nature, that new understanding could be those points of growth, something that you got out of that event. And of course, it doesn't have to be something that morbid, but really anything that happened in your life that sparked a realization, or any accomplishment in your life that sparked a realization and changed the way you think about things, that led you to doing something, like something larger with your time, something more introspective, then this is a great option for you to explore. You just want specific points that are tangible, that the reader can really learn something from you and learn about your thought process, the way you think, and the way you respond to realizations, because people want actionable change on campus, and they want to admit students who are going to create that actionable change from realizations and from accomplishments and from the events in their lives. You just want the admissions officer to go away from this essay understanding what you did because of this new realization and how it impacted you, how you thought about it, how you reflected about it, what the event accomplishment was, and how it could have affected those around you. This is an absolutely amazing prompt where you can explore something that you genuinely love, something you've been obsessed about your entire life. Something I really want to hone in on though for this prompt, it's really important to emphasize what you did with this curiosity. Not that you were just curious, because just being curious about something and being obsessed with it is not enough to choose this prompt. You want to show them that this curiosity led to something. It led to exploration. It led to you creating change. Maybe you started a student org. Maybe you joined a student organization. Maybe you wrote a research paper. Maybe you had personal projects. You need to have tangible points of growth from this curiosity. And if you have something like that in your life that you've done, this is an absolutely great prompt for you to delve deeper into the things that interest you, to show them that if you're interested in something, you will take the time to explore it and really learn within it. And maybe even bring this happiness, this joy, this intellectual curiosity to others. Just remember, for this prompt, colleges love people who are curious, but even more than that, they love people who actually do something about that curiosity. And now this last option is great for anyone who didn't really feel a connection to all of the other prompts. But there is a double-edged sword with this prompt, because you want to optimize your Common App essay to really show the reader who you are and give them a glimpse into your life. You want to give them a glimpse into who you are, how you think, what really drives you. Don't pick an essay that's just good writing. Like, maybe you've written several essays in the past that is just spectacular writing. But that's not enough. If it's not about you, if it's not showcasing you, spectacular writing doesn't really matter. The goal of your Common App essay is to show the reader, which is essentially every college admissions officer, who you are, how you think, and why you'd be a really good fit for campus. So you want to really tailor your essay to be about you, and you're really the main character. So you have to think of it that way. If you choose an essay in which you're not really the main character, but the writing is great, doesn't really matter. Your essay needs to have personality and it really needs to embody you. So remember that if you choose this topic and just make sure it aligns with that. Well, that's it from me for all of my analysis for these Common App essay prompts. I would love to answer any questions you have. So please shoot me a comment down below if you want me to go deeper into anything, or if you have any specific questions. I respond to all of the comments. Good luck with your Common App essay. Definitely check out my playlist on the Common App essay where I take you through the honor section, activities, additional info section, and all that. Thanks so much, and I'll see you at the next video.